זו פרשת צו ליום שלישי. יום השביעה דחג דהוא סיומא דדינא דעלמא דקין להקפים מבי מלכה גורל מתערב סיימן בהיומא. So on the seventh day of Chag HaSukkot, which is Hoshaanah Rabah, it is the completion of the judgments, and this is what we call the Chatima, and where all the judgments are given to be executed. So it's the day where all the dinim are awakened. And I mean, they're awakened, but at the same time, they're also sweetened, if we want. והרבה נחל תליין בהוא, בעינן דעתרה גיבורה נמיה, ושררה לרבה להמזבח ממיה דישחק. בגין דתמלא מיה היא בידה דישחק, וכדו יתמליה כל עלמא. And that's what we take the aravot, which is the, let me see that in English. Aravot? The willows. The willows that we take and we hit them on the floor after the whole night of studying on Hoshaanah Rabah. There are 5. And we know the 5 represent the 5 givurot, which are also the 5 final letters, the 5 of the Hebrew, right? Mem, Nun, Tzadeh, Chaf, and Tzadeh, right? So we do that, and here there's all type of illusion that when we awaken this givurot, which are where there is an illusion with Yitzchak, and we know that Yitzchak is the givurah, right? As Abraham is the chesed, Israel is the givurah, and there's also Yitzchak, as we'll see a bit later here, there's something with the be'erot, with the wells, right? And the wells is malchut. So we see there's also an allusion between Yitzchak and malchut is the Knesset Israel. ביום הגבורות בעינה נמיה וסיימה אלון ובתר בהיום המסיים מדינה. בגינקה בעינה לבתי שאלון בהרה. He says, and also when we say the wells, so wells of course is waters, and waters represent also the beracha, right? So we see that there's an awakening of the givurot, but there's also an awakening of the beracha, because the givurot brings down this mayim, and this mayim here is for the beracha. Wow. And Osayemanon de la Mishtakeche the Yoma Taira Besumahu Virada Taruta Besumahu de Ardan Beavenachal. Marvichia Vadai Achihu Vishapir Avenachal Mesitcha de Nachal Nafke Giburaan Vahayoma Mitari Mesene Beha Yoma. So from the Rosh Hashanah we start a process, right, which is going to last from Rosh Hashanah until the last day of Sukkot, which is Shemini Chag Atzeret and Simchat Torah. But right before Shemini Chag Atzeret we have Hoshaanah Rabah, and Hoshaanah Rabah is almost the last step, because in reality the last step will be doing Musaf of Shemini Chag Atzeret. So until that time we have a possibility to annul any harsh judgment that could be on the person from the day of Rosh Hashanah, right? Because we say Rosh Hashanah is Yom Adin, right? Everybody is judged, but judge doesn't mean that the judgment is executed, right? It's like when we go to court. First the judge gives a judgment, and then the judgment will be executed after that, right? So it's the same idea. Rosh Hashanah, the judgment, and then this time, but between the judgment and the execution of the judgment, there's a chance that the whole judgment can be annulled or changed. And this is the process that we have between Rosh Hashanah and Shemini Chag Atzeret with Simchat Torah. All this time we have a possibility to change this judgment. And so then you could ask, so how about if we have a good judgment? So what we need to do that? I mean, we pray all for each other. which means when we do get to this time of Hoshaanah Rabah, Shmira Gatzeret, we shouldn't just think about our judgment. We should think about all the judgment of the others that are maybe Chas v'Shalom have a harsh judgment, right? So we all pray and we all do what we have to do to get to this time, so the judgment for all the ones that are guilty or whatever will be changed, B'ezrat Hashem. So כתיב ישב יצחק ויעפור את בארות המים, בארות כתיב חסר. מהו וישב? אלא יומא קדמה דילכה שירותא דינא הוא בכל עלמא. ויצחק קיימה לקורסיה נמדן עלמא. ובהיומא וישב יצחק תתרא דינים וסיימן דינים. So it says here, again, it's between Rosh Hashanah, right? It's an allusion to when we say that Yitzchak went and Yachfor dug the wells. Of course, it's not. We shouldn't see as just a man named Yitzchak that digging wells, right? In reality, it's the representation of Yitzchak, which is the Givurah, right? Mm-hmm. And the Be'erot, which means the Tikkun of the Malchut, because the Be'er contains water, and water is Knesset Israel, which is Malchut. Ya'afo Be'erot Amayim Le'akra Givurah Knesset Israel Ta'era Le'maya Le'amaya Givurah Nachata Le'alma. Is why did it dug these wells? To have the water, right? And what is the water? The water are the one that when they come down they bring the givurot in the well, but at the same time the mayim sweeten the givurot. Begin givurah la nachtin ela beiva, ma deiva la nachia lechion lekami alma, ela begin de alma estarich leu, ve'alta ma begin de alma bedina et bareh v'kola baraya achi. That's what we say that you could ask, why do we need all this givurot, all these rigors? Because the world was created on the rigors. Hashem created the world with limits. By limiting himself, if we can use this term, limiting himself from a certain place, certain makom, which is the place where the creation can exist, because too close to him, nothing can exist. So by doing that, he retracted himself, what we call the Simsum, and so there was limits. That's the first creation of the limit, and the limit is the rigors. Without limits, there's no possibility of existence, and without limit, there's no rigors. So the rigors are necessary in this creation. כהנא ועובדיה ותיקונה דהו אבי לתתאי תרוי לעין תתאין תקנה לון תקנה על ידוי. That's what the Kohen had to do with all that he did. Okay, with all the korbanot, etc. The idea was to mitroaim, like to awaken all these forces. אמר רבי יוסי, התנינן ערבה דדמיה דשפזת והיומה מאיהי, אמר רבי חיה, אף על גב דרשע הוא דעתה. אחי הוא ודאי. יא בהיומה ושפזן תליה, בהיומה פקיד מלכה למאה פתקין לסנטירה, מסתיים מדינים, עשים נשנה בישה מעלמה. ביומה קדמה דיירחה, זורה דדינה הוא, ובסיומה, ובהיומה והאיתמה. So again here it explains that the reason why we take this aravot, right, and we hit them on the floor. So we know that the aravot, their shape is like a mouth, right? Mm. And there's also a remez that the lashon hara should stop, because lashon hara, the teshuvah is very much dependent on the mouth. Why? Because of what we say, and also something that is very strong for the teshuvah is the tefillah, right? And the tefillah also is from the mouth, right? Now we could say also that the limud also is with the mouth, right? Because we read, right? We read and we say words, right? And we talk about Torah, right? And everything that we do, it's all with the mouth. So all this is a tikkun, right? So when we hit with the arava on on the earth, that's what we're supposed to do 5 times with 5 aravot, is that we hope that the Lashon Hara will stop and that there will be tikkun in our mouth. So everything that we say, everything that we do will be in the derech of Torah and Teshuvah. Shalom.